Hi, my name is Mike, and I grow microgreens in the basement as a hobby. And that hobby is called Derby Line Microgreens. Now, what are microgreens, you might ask? Well, microgreens are mostly vegetable plants in the first 2 weeks of their life when they grow to the first leaf stage. And in most instances, they have more nutrition and more flavor than the adult plant. They're used in soups, in salads, on sandwiches. You can eat them on their own. You can use them as a garnish. There's a whole host of things that you can do with them. And I'm panning across my fields of gold here, as it were. I'll talk you through what some of these are. Now, what we're looking at now is some pea shoots that are just been planted a few days ago. They're just kind of coming up. But right next to it here we have broccoli. And these are, see if I can get in close here. These are about 2 inches tall, very flavorful. Flavorful. They have kind of a cabbage flavor, mildly spicy, and apparently of all the microgreens, this is the most nutritious of them all. I'm trying to think of the property that's in there. This is supposed to be a cancer-fighting property that's just over the top as far as nutrition and being able to help with that. I'll think of it later. I'll probably pop it on the screen as text. Also, we have radish microgreens. These are probably 2.5 to 3 inches tall. These are spicy, just like eating a mature radish, but apparently they have more nutrition than a mature radish, and they're every bit as spicy as mature radish. Also, of all of the microgreens, this one has the most vitamin C. This one's just loaded with vitamin C. These will really jazz up a sandwich. They're very robust, very spicy, and will make a sandwich come alive. Next we have pea shoots. These grow up to be about 7 inches tall. They're probably about 4 or 5 inches now. We could start cutting them, but I usually give it another day or two. These are just very sweet and very tender. They taste just like snow peas, and they have more nutrition apparently than the mature pea plant. And they're just really tasty, very sweet, very tender. They're great on their own. A lot of people will stir fry them. You can put them in sandwiches, eat them on their own, put them in soups, just a whole lot of things you can do with them. Next we have mustard. These are mustard microgreens. Now these are very spicy. If you like it hot, this is the way to go. Of the two hottest I have that I'm growing currently are this mustard and this radish, and they're kind of in a race for what's the hottest. I think the mustard might be a little hotter, but if you like it spicy, if you like it hot, these will deliver the goods. The mustard microgreens have kind of a Dijon mustard flavor to them. Very, very tasty, and these will jazz up a sandwich, really make it come alive. And you can put them in soups and salads and put them on fish as a garnish. There's a whole lot of things you can do with them, but they're very tasty. Now, if you're wondering, well, aren't these kind of like sprouts? Well, they're not. The sprouts are grown in water, and they're grown in the dark, and as you can see, these are grown under lights. One of the advantages, the sprouts are very nutritious, but one of the advantages of these, they're actually more nutritious than sprouts, but you don't have the salmonella risk, because with sprouts, as I understand it, you're growing them in water, and you're eating the roots, and there's high risk of salmonella, of having mold. Whereas with this, they're not grown in water, they're grown in soil, and you're cutting them above the root, so even if there were a little bit of mold on some of the roots, you're cutting well above that, so you're never exposed to that salmonella risk. So there's a huge advantage of eating microgreens over of sprouts. And nothing against sprouts, they're wonderful. I have them every now and then, and they're great. Very nutritious, they're delicious, they do great things to sandwiches and salads as well. But microgreens are a whole other trip, and a trip worth taking for my money. That's why I've got racks of them in my basement and wanting to share them. So thank you for watching. Find us on Facebook. Just do a search for Derby Line Microgreens. That's Derby Line Microgreens. You'll find us on Facebook. And say hello. Like our page. Comment. Subscribe. Well, liking and subscribing, I guess, but send us a message if you'd like to learn more. If you'd like to try some, just send a little message, and I check it a few times a day, and I will respond, and we'll get you set up with microgreens. Oh, the last thing about this is We're here in Derby Line doing this, and I go down the Derby Road a couple of days a week. It varies from one week to the next depending on what I have to do for errands and what's ready in these trays. But if you work or live on or near the Derby Road, I can coordinate it so that I'm dropping it by your home or your place of work. Just a matter of checking in with me, and once we've kind of got some communication established, I can let you know every week what's available, when it's coming down the Derby Road, if you'd like some or don't want some. Just kind of get a regular thing going there. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and be sure to say hi to us on Facebook. Just do a search for Derby Line Microgreens. Derby Line Microgreens. Thanks, and stay green.